Good evening. I'd like to call to order the special meeting of the Mount Diablo Unified School District Board of Education. Today is May 15th and it's 5:02 p.m. For our preliminary business, the land acknowledgement, we recognize the Mount Diablo Unified School District sits on the territory of the Confederated Villages of the Lasan, the ancestral and unceded land of the Bay Miwok and the Northern Yokot, the successors of the sovereign Verona Band of Contra Costa County. As members of the Mount Diablo Unified School District community, it is vitally important that we not only recognize the history of the land on which we learn, but also we recognize that the land we inhabit and learn on is the ancestral land of these people who are alive and flourishing members of the Mount Diablo Unified School District and broader Bay Area communities today. We'll do roll call. Ms. Cound.
Here.
Trustee Nzewi.
Here.
Trustee Mason.
Here.
Trustee McFerrin is absent tonight, and I am Linda Mayo. Would you please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Item 2.3 is the next agenda item, the review and potential approval of the agenda. Dr. Clark?
No changes, Madam President.
I move that we accept the agenda as presented.
Second.
We have a motion by Trustee Mason with a second by Trustee Nzewi. Are there any comments? If not, we'll proceed to the vote. The agenda has been approved. Thank you very much. Public comment. Public comment is 3.1 for special meetings. The public may only address the board regarding any item listed on the agenda. Do we have any public comment at this time? There is no public comment at this time. We'll move on to 4.1. Dr. Clark.
Before you, we have item 4.1, which is we're asking for approval of bid number 19402024 that can help us get started on our modernization of 3 elementary schools in phase 1. If there's not any questions, I would ask for approval of that item.
Are there any questions of staff? Not me. May I have a motion?
Yep. I make a motion that we get it just the way it's on the agenda. Okay. Approve the award bid of 1940-2024 modernization of 3 elementary schools, phase 1 to Cal Pacific Construction Incorporated.
Second.
Okay. We have a motion on item 4.1 by Trustee Mason with a second by Trustee Cound. Is there any further discussion? All in favor, please vote. All please vote, period. That item passes with a 4-0-0 vote with 1 absent. We're moving on to 4.2, which is the review and potential approval of the amendment number 1 to contract with 19-6 architects for the architectural services for technology network infrastructure. Dr. Clark?
Yes, and I'm just going to ask if there's if staff wants to just give a reason why the increased cost in this item. Microphone. Thank you.
Good evening, board members. Dr. Clark. The reason that we're asking for amendment number 1 is our original contract with 19-6 for the technology infrastructure was looking at what the district had organized as the top 13 schools that needed assessment, meaning their technology infrastructure had the most need. After receiving those reviews and working through that with 196 and their technology engineer, we decided to bring forward full design for, is it 5? For the 5 schools included in this amendment, or the 5 campuses, which include not only our administrative office, but some of our comprehensive high schools where our technology is in big need of some support.
Okay, thank you.
So the original was just an overview of all of the sites, whereas this is going deep on each of the 5, is what you're saying.
Correct. It was an assessment of what we consider the worst sites. Now we're asking for design services for these 5 locations. And then that way we will be able to go out for construction bidding.
Okay, so this is just paying for the design services, not the actual work to be done. That would be the next phase after this design.
Correct. We do have within the assessment anticipated construction costs, but this is just for the design portion, and that will lead us also through construction. So if we decide to move into construction, there's fees in there for that as well, but that will have design services through that.
Okay, so that's why in the project description there are higher costs than what we're approving tonight.
Correct.
It's including that. Thank
Correct.
you. Okay.
I think I turned it off. Sorry. Good afternoon. Just to clarify on that as well, I just wanted to be clear that those ROM or rough order of magnitude budgets that are included in the design of this do not reflect all of the costs that would be associated with the actual build of the networks at those sites. I just wanted to make sure that was clear, that this is reflective largely of the cabling, not necessarily all of the infrastructure pieces, some of the additional pieces. So just to clarify that and have that on record.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Someone willing to make the motion?
All right. I move to approve amendment number 1 to master agreement contract with 196 Architects for the architectural services for technology network infrastructure.
Second.
Thank you. Trustee Count has made the motion on item 4.2. Trustee Nzewi has provided the second. Please cast your ballot. The item is adopted 4-0-0 with 1 absence. I believe we're ready to adjourn. There are no documents for the board to sign. So at this point in time at 5:10 p.m., I'll adjourn the meeting. Thank you.